There's the sound.
A little tap.
Afternoon, late morning, boys.
I'm in a suit. It's harder to be flexible in this.
And you got a suit on. That's why you're suited up. You're suited up.
Yeah.
You didn't choose it, though.
No, funeral today. But, I thought I might as well roll onto the set and look important for a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Imagine having to go to work like that every day.
Yeah. I don't like to think about it.
Wouldn't do it.
No.
Couldn't do it.
Suited up.
No.
Suited up.
Our office is more like we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out in the waters.
I wear Instinct to work.
Yeah. I'm wearing boots.
Which is a good setup.
Exactly. Well, since we're opening up this Busch Light, let's start off with a good topic here. New partner alert.
Yeah.
Wee-oo. Announcement.
New partner alert. We are very excited to say that officially we can announce finally that Busch Light is the official beer of Wilder Minds and the Keefer Brothers.
Yep.
So we're very
Cheers
excited about it.
Yeah,
so cheers to that. Busch Light is on board.
Cheers.
We got a lot of fun things coming up with them, don't we? I mean, it's pretty cool what's going to be happening in the fall. We're not going to give away too much, but
I was just
going to
say we can't get into it. We can't talk about much other than holy shit, we've got some cool stuff coming down the pipe. Speaking of feedback, I don't think a lot of people knew that you used to rip darts.
Right? Oh, unbelievable. All right. Okay, people. If you were born in the 90s, you fucking smoked too. Don't act like you didn't.
You listened to
born
Dave Matthews.
You listened to Dave
You're
Matthews.
born in the 90s?
No, if you graduated, I'm sorry,
Jesus.
in the 90s.
So you
Not
aged
born.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you graduated between 95 and 2005, you listened to Dave Matthews and you smoked cigarettes.
And wore Birkenstocks without socks.
Exactly. And so you did. You absolutely. And I know a lot of these people now that are in their mid-40s are closet darts.
Oh.
Where like you go to a party and like no one's going to smoke. But man, that one person breaks the rule and goes outside. All of a sudden it's like, yeah, I'd have a dart with you. Sure, I'll have a dart with you. Next thing you know, 10 people in their 40s. So don't judge me.
Everybody out there ripping heaters.
Unbelievable.
I was never a smoker, but I do love the smell of an outdoor cigarette.
I'm a pipe guy.
Oh, yeah. You and I. Yeah.
JV and I smoked the pipe undropped. It's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Hold on.
I could take that a whole nother level.
Let's back up for a second.
That look you just gave me.
Let's back up for a second. Let me rephrase that.
Oh, no.
I take a tobacco pipe and I light it while I'm on drop, as does Jason.
You smoke your own tobacco pipe.
Yeah.
No one else's.
Fucking shot out of cannon on this episode, folks. So last week we talked a little bit, or maybe 2 episodes ago, talked a little bit about shed hunting and how they found a human corpse. I got another one for you. Kentucky, did you hear about the guys who went fishing?
No.
Way the hell out. Like, went fishing on a river out there, middle of nowhere. 2 guys are out doing their thing, and they hear some random voice in the woods. They're like, what? So they start yelling, and out pops this old lady with dementia that's been missing for like 3 days.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. She's just out in the woods, middle of nowhere.
Was she fishing?
No. She's no, I guess.
Surviving.
Yeah, she's out there. She had no idea where she was, what she was doing out there, but they found her.
Well,
usually those stories don't end well for dementia. People with dementia.
Exactly.
So.
But these guys are out fishing. They're like, who is out? Like, where's that voice coming from? And they find an old lady out there in the middle of nowhere.
This was in Kentucky, huh?
Yeah, Kentucky.
So good ending.
Good ending. Yeah.
Something I've never found while shed hunting.
Not a foot in a boot like the shed hunting story.
No.
But, yeah. So
that's crazy.
Another story, interesting story. Tommy Miranda.
Tom Miranda.
Tom.
Yeah.
The legend, Tom Miranda. Posted something semi-cryptic, I don't know, earlier last week. He's in the hospital, never knowing your health is, all of a sudden, bam, something goes wrong. He had an update on the post. Now, this is something you want to think about.
Uh-oh.
He got bit by one of his cats. The cat on his hand. He got bit on his hand.
Figures.
It had some sort of bacteria in the teeth. Within a couple hours, his hand was swelled up to 3 times the normal size of his hand.
Damn.
And he went in there, and he's been in the hospital ever since. Like, they thought amputation, like crazy stuff. Oh. And he was super, super sick.
Yeah.
And he has this bandage on his hand, and it's the size of a case of beer.
It's like that
thing.
So it's half the size of McGurk's hand now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's half the size of one of Randy's hands.
But
which is a big hand.
Huge hand.
So
well, Tom Miranda, if you're listening to this, glad you're on the mend, buddy.
Yeah, sorry about your
Yeah,
hand,
he's
dude.
a legend in our industry, and
Yeah.
out of all the things, he's went to Africa probably dozens of times.
Oh, yeah.
He's been in the most dangerous situations with big game and snakes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Everything he's done, he's probably done as much or more than anyone in this industry as far as travel
Yeah.
and hunting, extreme locations, crazy things.
Yep.
His house cat put him in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, not dengue fever,
Nope.
not malaria.
Nope.
The house cat.
The house cat. And he showed a picture of the cat, and it's just sitting there looking at him like
It has no remorse because it's
Nope.
a cat. Saturday night, I sit down at the house and set the tone for a second. I live in a dead-end street, right? Got some acreage out there. So I see these 3 cars, and they go down, and they blow by fast. So I know they don't realize that it's going to be a dead end and that it's dirt, right?
Yeah.
So these 3 cars come back, and I see them all stop, and they get out. So at this point, I'm like, I'm going to step out and see what we got. So I go out on the front porch, and I crouch down because I can see through the woods. Well, I see them, there's 4 of them, right? Feet are moving around. So my daughter opens the door, and as she opens the door, she goes, "What are you doing?" And I'm crouched. And I just look at her and I go, "Kill the lights." She's like, "How long have you been wanting to say that?" I go, "Forever, kill the lights." She kills the lights, right? Well, they stop. And I make a move, right? My daughter opens the door, I'm gone. I go to her boyfriend's car and I hide behind that, and then I take off and I'm through the woods. I know exactly where I'm going. I know every tree. I'm going. Well, they get to the end of the driveway and they pause, and the kid's like, "I don't know, man." He's like, "I don't think we should go down. I don't think we should do it." And I am now, at this point, I'm about 15 feet from them, and they have no clue I'm standing there, right? I jump behind them, and I just sneak up, and I am now 10 feet from behind them. They're getting to the car, and I go, "Psst, let's dance."
Let's dance.
Kid comes out of his shoes, literally out of his shoes. They start taking off. They're like opening the door. The other kid's driving, and he's leaving kid. Like they're like hanging onto the side of the vehicle. They take off. He got so scared, he came out of his shoes.
Well, and another little exciting piece of news, Dropped is officially planned and final and ready to go for this fall.
Man, when you
It's always a good feeling.
you sent that text the other day, like we got it, and that's finding the spot, right? When
Yeah.
you said we got the spot, it's locked in, and then I was like, okay, we're in it, it's happening.
Yep.
I got a little excited, like real excited.
Yeah.
I think I text back and said I just put my boots on.
Yeah, you did. You're like, I just put my boots on.
Yeah, it's ready to go. We're 6 months out. Got my
Yeah.
boots on. Here we go. I can't. I mean, it's unbelievable how much I look forward to that trip every year. Come out of it and you're gassed and worked over, and then it's immediately like I could go back in. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's ready to rock and roll. Provided the river has enough water to float us, we'll be just fine.
Well, I think that's one of the things we can talk about. Is just the planning for Dropped is because we're in there for an extended period of time.
Yep.
And we tell the story from start to finish. So people go to Alaska all the time. They've always gone. They go in for 7, 12, 10 days. That's great, and they kill moose. But they're going with an outfitter. For us, there's so much research on the back end how to get in and how to get out. And that's where it limits it, because we had a river in mind, but we couldn't get a 185 on floats.
Yeah.
Right? It was
Well,
like
with
you're
mods,
looking.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta
So I
have
mean,
some
there's like
mods on it.
certain things you're trying to find to get into a certain area, whether it's plains, and that's where you spend a lot of time trying to get that done. That's probably the hardest part. But then once that's secure, then the planning really starts for that particular river.
Yeah, I think it's different because the DIY model, there's no outfitters, so it's you don't know a lot of times way out if you're going. You can't quote unquote book it.
Right.
In the rivers and the public lands up there, they're controlled by the pilots.
Yep.
Right. And so yeah, it's a different model, and sometimes, most of the time, we don't know if we're locked in until that year.
Right.
We have our eyeballs on it, but we don't know until that year whether we're going in to the certain spot or not. So.
Yeah, and there's I mean the rivers up there, like, and this is no joke. Nowadays, I mean, you're 2 to 3 years out.
Yeah.
If you're trying to go in there and do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, this process, you started this last year at this same time.
Yeah, for me, it never really stops. It's always just an ongoing, because we do it every season. But for people to go, somebody that wants to go DIY on a badass float hunt, like, you're probably 2 to 3 years before you can even get in right now.
Yeah.
And I totally understand, like, I get, I mean, it's a finite resource up there. They're not like deer. Moose aren't like deer. They don't just populate. They can't come back in a hurry. And so the pilots and everybody does everything they can to protect that resource, use it, but protect it, right? Mm-hmm. And so just kind of like managing who goes in and when is how they do that. So and that's why it's so backed up.
Yeah. Well, on the backside of that, once we do pick the river and the planning starts, there's things like if we're in a wildlife refuge, obviously there's rules like drone or gas or generators or
permitting.
And then it starts with, okay, so if we aren't allowed to take in, let's just say a Jenny, it's got to be solar, which means we have to do this with the batteries, which means we have to do so that then it starts the whole process of trying to go through and plan and make sure that all that stuff is there, number one. And then looking at our days and how many row days is it going to be versus how many hunt days. And then you take all of that, roll it in a ball, and burn it in the fireplace the day you land.
Yeah, the day you go out there.
Day you go.
Because
that's what happens.
Yeah, the reality is, so once you, and we're in the middle of building a master class for all of this information, but when you pick that location, that's like, okay, now you have known information, and then you try to build from that location. Because to your point, you're either taking 4 batteries and a little Jenny, or you're taking 14 batteries and some solar gear, and then you're either going to take this raft or the smaller raft or the PR49 or whatever it might be.
Reverse engineer it basically every time.
You have to. And that's just the way it is. And then once you get up there, I mean, we've done it before. We've flown over coordinates on a gravel bar and been like, I guess we're not landing where we were supposed to land. And now it's a matter of, figure out where we can land. And then it's as close to here as we could possibly get.
Exactly.